Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Taufik. I'm from PWA. I will answer unit text, phonetic, and phonology. Phonetic as a study of speech sounds. What is phonetic? Phonetic is the study of speech organ, which then produce speech sounds and produce speech sounds. Speech sounds. A fiction is what we hear, not the letter, which they spell a word. For example, the word book, this word seems to have three sounds, namely B, U, and I, in which B is representative of letter ba, and U is representative of letter U, and K is representative of letter K. And speak organ. The organ of speech is the articular which for produce speech sounds by airflow from the lung to the mouth. For example, speech organ is lips, teeth, alveoli, hard palate, phlegm, uvula, glottis, and various parts of the tongue, tips, middle, and back part. Speech sound production. The process of pushing articulation to produce sound which starts from flowing the air provided by the lungs. The air that then goes through the glottis in the larynx that then is modified by the vocal tract or vocal apparatus into different qualities of sound consonant and vowels. For example, when someone wants to make a P sound he has to move his two lips, come together tightly and then blocks the airflow for a moment. After that he has to release the air pressure suddenly in the mouth which causes plosive sound. The benefit of phonetic as a study of English sounds. Problem about producing English consonant sounds. Number one, the problem about producing sound fa. Sound fa is a voice labiodental fricative, and the learners tend to make errors with make a same voice between voice fa and voice fa. The distinction is only on the stage of the vocal cords. Fa is the voice sound while fa is a voice sound. For example, the word give is pronounced by give by the learner final position. Number two, the problem about producing sound. Oh, the producing sound is another problem that the learner face in the producing English sounds. Phonetically, the sound is known as voice dental fricative. As for the learner, the sound is difficult to produce because it also doesn't exist in Indonesian sound system. When the learners need to make the sound errors seen unflappable. For example, in initial position, for example, the learner, then the representation da is a word day. The problem in producing sounds are one of problem encountered by Indonesian learners of English in pronunciation. This sound is also known as a voiceless dental fricative which typically exists in the phonetic system of English sounds, but does not exist in Indonesian. For example, to replace sounds with sounds as in the word chicks, with sounds pronounced with T, but it is pronounced they by the learner. The problem in producing sound teeth. In addition to the sound mentioned earlier, sound teeth is also a problem to pronounce in English. The sound is also called a voiceless palatal affricative sound, similar to any other sounds in phonetics. In this proper teeth that exists in Indonesian phonetic system. Example, the first error occurs when the learner plays sound teeth which they see as in the word chips and is the tip in English, but is correctly pronounced as chip by the learners. The problem in percentile to other English consonant sounds which is considered to be a pragmatic sound for the learner in sound is English phonetically regulates the sound as a voice palatal fricative. Example, the first defecation is identified when the learner plays sounds with fa. with f, as in the word decision that shall be pronounced the signs. Unfair is the pronounces the same. The problem in pronouncing the last consonant, which also become a problem to the learners, is sounds. The sound is also known as voice alpha-fricative. For example, replace sound "sa" with sound "s", as in the word "result". In English, this word should be pronounced "results", but it is not "result". The problem of and next, the problem of producing English vowel. According to Auden, the International Phonetic Alphabet (EPA) divides English sounds into 58 consonant and 28 vowel. The vowel consists of the monotone, four vowel, and diphthongs among thus four vowel. In English, there are six pairs of vowel that are also known as short vowel and long vowel. They are E, A, F, O, known as a short vowel, and called long vowel. The problem in producing sounds is a short vowel which become a problem to the learner in articulating this sound. They then replace sounds with T in the initial position and in the medial position. The replacement of sound in which in the initial position can be seen the word examine. In English, this word will be the pronunciation examine, but the learner replace sounds E with sounds E, which result is examine. The problem in pronouncing sounds E. Sounds E is a long vowel which also become a problem to the learner. It is called long vowel because it is pronounced a little bit longer than short vowels. For example, the substitution of vowel is in the E can be seen in the word this. In English, this word shall be pronounced this, but the learner pronounces this. The problem in producing sounds sounds is another short vowel in English which also become a prognatic vowel sounds to Indonesian learners of English. In their effort to pronounce these sounds, the learners tend to replace its sounds E and A. Except, for example, the replacement of sound with the A is a found in the pronunciation of the words general, in which the learner then pronounces as general instead of general as the correct one. The problem in present sounds U. The sound seems to be one of problematic vowel sounds to the learners. It's become problematic because the learners tend to make definition when producing these sounds by replacing it with sound U. Example, when the learners are required to pronounce the word good, they tend to pronounce a good instead of good. Number 5. Problem in producing sounds U. Another vowel sounds which is the field prognatic to pronounce by the learners sounds U. In their effort to pronounce is they tend to replace it with sounds A. This error can be found when the learners are required to pronounce the word multiple. In English, the word ought to be pronounced multiple. The problem in pronunciation A. This sound is another long vowel which is a full difficulty pronounced by Indonesian learners of English. When the learners are required to pronounce these sounds to make definition by replacing with a sound A and sound A. The first definition of course when the learner replaces sounds A with sound E as in the word here. The problem about the Chinese sounds A and A. Sounds seems to be a problem of English vowel. Sounds feel difficult to be articulated by the learners. When the learners are required to articulate its many, then they find the correct articulation by replacing it with sounds E. E.g. in articulation the word knowledge. The learner commonly pronounce is knowledge is instead of knowledge. The problem in producing songs is also felt as a problematic songs by the learners, and therefore they pronounce by the sounds they tend to replace with the sound e, and u. The replacement commonly occurs in the middle position. For example, the definition of replacing a with C can be found when the learner requires they pronounce the word promote. This word is the promote instead the promote. The problem in producing sounds A. This research also found that producing sounds A is also producing English vowels. Disregard the learner replace sounds A with as the word identify. In English, this word can replace identify, but the learner tend to pronounce it as identify. The problem in producing sounds A. In addition to the difficulty of producing sounds A, the learners also find it difficult to make the sound of A. For the sounds, the learners then replace it with A and sounds A. For example, as the learner are required to pronounce the word makes, they do not pronounce its make, but this word is pronounced make by the learner. The problem in producing sounds A. The Fluorescent sounds here in English seem to be one of problematic sounds to the learner. In the learner effort to pronounce these sounds, they make definition by replacing it with sound "u". This definition can be found as the learners are required to pronounce the word obvious in English. This word is pronounced obvious, which is then pronounced obvious by the learner. The problem in pronouncing the font "u" so-and-so is also felt as a pragmatic sound to the learners, when the learners solely pronounce the sound as the word over, with solely pronounce over. They defeat the sound progression by replacing sounds "u" with sounds "u", which has made the pronunciation of the word become over. And next, the production of English consonant sounds, manner and place of articulation. Place of articulation. This refers to the specific location in the mouth in which speak two speak organs work together in the producing consonant sounds, e.g. the tongue and teeth come together and forming identical sounds. Bilabial sound pa, ba, and ma. Consonant sounds which are produced by putting two lips together as in the sound ba in the word by, bay, and p in the word pay, and ma in the word my. Labiodental sounds "f", "fa", and "fi". Consonant sounds which are produced by contacting the lower lip and upper teeth as in the sound "fa" in the word five and "fi" in the word "fila". Dental sounds "th" or "th". These consonant sounds are made when the tongue tips for teeth or the tongue blade are just behind the tips. For sound that contacts upper teeth and the word "t". Sound teeth as in the word Thursday, and sound teeth is in the word this. Alveolar sounds ta, da, na, la, sa, and z. The consonant sounds are made when the tongue tips contact the alveolar reds, the gums just behind the teeth, as a sound ta in the word day, sounds da in the word die, sounds na in the word night, or sounds la in the word lay, or tongue blade contact the alveolar reds as the voice sa in the word sick, or sounds za in the word zeal. Palato-alveolar sounds. These sounds are articulate when the tip, the blade of the tongue approaches of thoughts. The alveolars and the main body of the tongue approach the hard palate and the mouth, e.g. sounds as the word "sip". zip, in which the tip of the tongue is us, sounds in the words is casual, in which the blade of the tongue is us and sounds ra in the words remember, in which the tip of the tongue appears never touches the area in the mouth between the florets and her palate. The next filler sounds ka, ga, and these consonant sounds are produced when the back of the tongue touches the soft palate, the phlegm as sounds k in the word cup, sounds ga in the word gap, and sounds na in the word sing. Glottal sound ha. This consonant sound is produced when the flow of air is stopped by the glottis in some contraction of the glottis closing, and then release is sound ha as then the word how and woo. Labiovelar sound (wa). This consonant sound is produced when the back part of the tongue contacts the sound palate and lips also come close to each other. It sounds wa in the word what. And next, manner of articulation. Manner of articulation describes two things. The first, how the different organs of speech interact on another in the producing consonant sounds. The second, how the airflow is observed to affect of production of consonant sounds quality. Thus, the manner of articulation is a determinant which presents distinctive feature of consonant sounds in the English language because it's possible to make several different consonant sounds at the same place of articulation. Stop or plosive. In this manner of articulation, consonant sounds are produced by closing the speech organ, but oral and nasal cavity that air stream is blocked. It results air pressure in the oral cavity. When the air pressure is additionally released, aspiration will occur. The English consonant sounds produced through this manner of articulation are pi as in the word pen. And next, fricative. This type of manner of articulation produces consonant sounds by blocking the air stream in the mouth, but not making complete closure. A complete closure belongs to a stop that the air moves through the mouth and produce audible friction. Sa as the word sescal, as in the word zoom, fa as in the word fan, pa in the word fast. Uh, that is in the word method. Next, affricative. This manner of articulation produces consonant sounds by blocking the stream briefly with the tongue in the mouth, but the contrast to stop the blocked stream is the suddenly not released, but is slowly released and causes audible friction, e.g. sound stiff, as in the word checks, and ja as in the word jumps. Next, nasal. This manner of articulation produces consonant sounds by blocking the stream passed through the oral cavity using the phlegm, soft palate, and the back of the tongue so that the air can only pass through the nasal cavity. This sounds ma as in the word man, na as in the word night, and ends as in the word sings. Lateral liquids. This manner of articulation produces consonant sounds by contacting to the tip of tongue of the floral reds so that the air passes through both sides of the tongue. G sounds la as in the word lip. Approximant glades. This type of manner of articulation deals with the way consonant sounds are uttered by making the articular interact with the tongue and the pharynx without actually touching. In English, there are three options: ja as in the word you, and wa as in the word word, and ra as the word rice. And next, the distinctive feature of the English consonant sound. In order to understand what distinctive features is the essential that we know is definition. One on definition of this one is available on http yourdictionary.com in which the distinctive feature is defined as something unique or different that sets someone meeting apart from the rest. In English, some different consonant sounds are produced in the same place and the manner of articulation is sound spa and ba. The sounds are both identifiable, available and stop sounds. To help the learners distinguish both sounds, the instructive feature is the then use the That's the identity the sounds. The distinction by knowing whether the vocal chords vibrate when the consonant sounds are met voice or or whether of the vocal chords do not vibrate when the consonant sounds are uttered voiceless. To test the voicing quality of the consonant sounds, the learner may place their finger on the voice box, i.e. the location of the adan in the upper throat. This is done to know whether the vocal cord vibrate or not when the upper consonant sound is met. For example, in discussion, sound spa and ba. The learner produce sound spa while placing their finger over the voice box. They shall not feel the vibration. Therefore, sound spa is known as a voiceless sound in the term of distinctive features to the sound spa. Whereas in the case of the soundbar, the learner feels the vibration. Therefore, soundbar is then called as a voice sound. It's a nutshell, soundbar is the voice bilabial stop and soundbar is the voice bilabial stop. And the last, phonetic XR for articulating English consonant sounds. Knowing the theory of phonetics is never enough for the learners. They need to go a step further, that is practice the theory, doing phonics exercise in order to achieve two things, yeah, the first, overcoming their difficulty in produce English sounds, and the second, making their pronunciation accurate. Due to the process, their material can be used by the learners as a phonetic research for practicing how to make consonant sounds in short, frequency words. The number one focus on making the required consonant sounds. Things how to make the required consonant sound as introduced in the place of articulation and manner of articulation before making the sound. Produce the required sound slowly and accurately. When you get accustomed to making the sound accurate, then you can produce the sounds fluently. Voiceless, voiceless, bilabial stop, sound spa, peel, piece, peer, pick, pin, pen, pair, pack, palem, par. Voiceless, voice, bila-bila stop sounds ba? B, bit, beer, big, bit, best, bet, bar, bet, back, ball. Voiceless alveolar stop sounds ta. Team, tip, tell, ten, tas, tar, tal, tor, tup, tup. Feller stop sounds ke. Kin, keep, kill, kiss, can, kisses military, can, cap, calem, car. Voice, voice. Feller stop sounds ga. Give, give, get, gas, gas, gap, war, yours, gone, goose, good. Voiceless labiodental fricative sound fa, feel, fit, fear, fit, finish, feel, fat, fair, fast. Voice labiodental fricative sound fa, feel, fit, fat, fairy, variant, pass, fal, fair. Voiceless dental fricative sounds text, them, thief, theater, theory, thin, ticks, ting, think, therapy, tank. Voiceless dental fricative sounds text, them, thief, theater, theory, think, tick, think, therapy. Voice dental fricative sound text, this, then, them, there, there, that, then, they, they. Voiceless alveolar fricative sounds s, sim, sen, sin, sample, city, shan, center, sat. Voice alveolar fricative sounds sa, zebra, zero, zip, zigzag, z, zap, zoo, zoom. Voiceless palato alveolar fricative sounds fast. See, sip, sear, sol, sock, sear, shoot, send. Voiceless palato alveolar fricative sound is usual, casual, visual, vision, explosion, erosion, measure. Voiceless glottal fricative sounds ha, he, hit, her, him, history, help, have, hen. Voiceless palatal affricating sounds cha, cheese, chip, chair, chip, chin, check, chess, chair, chance, chapter. Voiceless palatal affricative sounds ja, jeans, jean, gym, gin, gym, jet, general, gentle, jam, just. Voiceless bilabial sound, labial nasal sounds ma, me, min, me, middle, mine, men, man, mark, more, mommy, mon, mot. Voice alveolar nasal sounds na, knit, knit, ne, never, net, nasty, normal, not. Voice alveolar nasal sounds Sing, sings, singer, singing, sang, sang, hang, hanger, hanging, hung. Voice alveolar lateral sounds la, lit, lip, life, let, less, lack, last, loud, loud, lord, lock, lot, lost, loose, lock. Voice labiovelar approximation sounds wa, we, weak, well, win, will, wet, west, when, where, wax, wall, war. Voice palatal approximation sounds ja, year, yield, yes, yesterday, yellow, yet, yar, young, your. Voice palato affirmant approximation sounds ra, read, rip, real, rare, risk, risk, read, rest, rare, run, rap, row. Voice labiovelar approximation wa, we, weak, well, win, will, wet, west, when, where, wax, wall, warm, warm, water. Voice palatal approximation sounds ya, year, yield, yes, yesterday, yellow, yet, yard, young, your, yak, yon, yoga, yall, you, us, unik, unitly. Thank you. That's all for now. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.